The Power Morpher, the key to all Ranger powers. Hey, I'm Richie923 and I'm on Geek Status. Let's take a look at all of the Power Morphers in the Morphin Grid. Hey, I'm Richie923 and I'm on Geek Status. Welcome to the Morphin Grid, a series where I can geek out as a lifelong collector of Power Rangers toys and prop replicas. Today we're going to check out all the different versions of the Power Morpher. The Morpher is literally a key element in the world of Power Rangers. They're fun gadgets that give you access to your powers. And in Season 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, we had the Power Morpher, a belt buckle that held your power coin, which held all your Dino powers, access to the Dino Zords, and to the command center. And for the dedicated Power Ranger collectors, through the various toy lines over the years, we were treated to different versions of the Power Morpher. Toy companies like Hasbro and Bandai were able to recreate this iconic piece. But let's go to the beginning, Japan, 1992. The original DX Dino Buckler, complete with belt holster, so you can attach the buckler to your belt, so when evil aliens attack, you can pull out the buckler and press the red button and transform. And now you can become your favorite Zhu Ranger. If you want to swap out the coin, just rotate until you reveal the tabs and it releases. Unfortunately, this does take away the screen accuracy of it, but since the buckler itself was used as a prop on the show, to me, this is the most screen faithful version of the buckler. And both Japanese and American fans would see the awesomeness of the Green Ranger or the Dragon Ranger. Here is the Japanese exclusive repaint, the DX Dragon Buckler. It's missing the Dragon coin, but I have these Terabikun coins in its place, which are more screen accurate. And I was lucky enough to get a signed box by the Tyranno Ranger himself at Power Morphicon 2016. And here's an accessory to the Ranger gun, a more general belt buckle in the form of the Dino Buckler, similar to what you would see on the suit actors in the show, as seen in the official Zhu Ranger guidebook. But as the toys and the show were brought to the States, they had to make some changes. So here we have the original toys from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 1993. The DX Power Morpher. Many of us kids didn't know it at the time, but it was an upside-down Dino Buckler. My guess is that there was some discrepancy in how they wanted you to hold this toy. On one side it's printed properly, but the other side they have you hold it out with your fist, like they do in this Lost Pilot episode.
Pterodactyl, saber-toothed tiger, mastodon, triceratops, tyrannosaurus.
And it looks like they were figuring it out during the second version of this pilot.
Mastodon, pterodactyl, triceratops, saber-toothed tiger, tyrannosaurus.
But let's morph as the instructions told us. With that horrible sound. Unfortunately, no belt buckle or rear stickers with this version. And while we're here, let's review the intended way on how to hold the Morpher. So with your right hand, you pull the grip out, insert your fingers with your palm up, close your grip, place the other palm on top, press the button and say, "Smorphin' time!" And so as the look of the Power Morpher changed on screen over time, I did the same with my original toy over the years. And here's my Day 1 custom Morpher. This is the one I had in my pocket as a 10-year-old kid, and with me as a 32-year-old kid when I got to meet the Red Ranger himself at Power Morphicon 2016. And I also made myself a custom pilot episode Morpher. This is the one we see in the first episode and repeatedly in the opening credits, so I had Walter Jones take a photo op at New York Comic Con 2020. Just a few of what I called grid connections that we'll see throughout the display. And at the time, companies outside of Bandai were able to make their versions of the Morpher, like the company Hope came out with their Talking Morpher, which featured a lenticular photo of the Ranger. And I'm using it here as a spoilery Easter egg in my 30th anniversary Once and Always display. And jumping back to the timeline, the next time we would get a Morpher toy is in the McDonald's Happy Meal for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie in 1995. And for a good amount of time, Power Ranger fans would find that the Morpher was actually pretty rare. Which brings us to 2010. They announced that we're going to re-air Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on Disney, but in a reversion state. And we thought we would get new Morphers, but instead we got these action figure accessories with a ripcord spinning feature or something. But a few years later, just in time for the 20th anniversary, longtime fans were treated to the Legacy Collection, starting with the Legacy Morpher. It was re-engineered with die-cast parts, new details, and scaled up a bit from the original Morphers. And this time including the belt buckle, which was missing from the original Power Morpher release. The Legacy Morpher was a dream come true for many Power Ranger fans. And of course we have the updated sounds. And the power coins were redesigned, so they're more screen accurate without those tabs, so pressing the rear Z will pop the coin out, sometimes by accident, but that was a compromise to get an awesome looking Legacy Morpher. But for me personally, the Morpher lost a little bit of the screen accuracy with the brushed metal plates, the larger holster, and the front heaviness of it, but luckily they used it as a prop for more recent shows. But overall in the fan base, the Legacy Morpher remains the gold standard for Morphers. And finally, us Tommy fans can have a Green Ranger Morpher. It would come out as a Toys R Us exclusive, but the one I have here is the San Diego Comic-Con 24 karat gold exclusive, and I got it signed by Jason David Frank the year after. But of course I have to thank my cousins, who stood in line for hours in San Diego Comic-Con to help me get that exclusive. And Bandai of Japan borrowed the Legacy mold for their Artisan line with the Artisan Dino buckler, and of course, the Artisan Dragon buckler. And they also released a special box set of all the redesigned Dino medals that are sort of compatible with these Morphers. They kind of fall out. And the last Morpher available that used the same mold was the Legacy Movie Morphers. And yet another grid connection, morphed by Steve Cardenas in New York Comic Con 2023. There was one other use of the Legacy mold, and that's in the High Proportion Collection Dino Buckler, part of my mini collection, featuring a fully functional miniaturized Dino Buckler with pull-out handle, spring-loaded button, swivel-out coin, and the rear of the buckler is a scaled-down version of what you see on the Legacy and Artisan releases. But interestingly, the holster is actually a scaled-down version of the original DX toy, without the clips. And again, me personally, I wish they stuck with the DX version of the holster. It was more screen accurate, the buckler or the Morpher would fit more flush, because on the Legacy and the Artisan bucklers, when you had it out in Ranger mode on your belt, it had this weird gap between the holster and the Morpher, and it made it sit funny when you actually wore it as a belt. It fit better in civilian mode, but wearing it as a Ranger, it just wasn't all that great. It did fall out a lot. And since that Morpher was more of a desk toy and nothing you can wear on your belt, I actually found this pin set from Lineage Studios. I was able to attach this to a belt buckle and sort of be a discreet Ranger fan, because you can't outgrow the morph. Is that something to say? And thanks to the 2017 movie, we have a modern Power Morpher. Which was actually non-existent for the movie. Instead, they focused on the Rangers and their power coins. So here we have the Legacy Power Coin set, which features a radical redesign of the bucklers and morphers of the past. And that brings us to the current era of Power Rangers to this day. As of this video, Hasbro and the Lightning Collection. Starting with the Lightning Collection Power Morpher, a complete redesign borrowing elements from both original and legacy Morphers. Here you can see the size difference, it's just a little bit bigger, and compared to the 90s version, it's way bigger. Can't even fit it in your back pocket. It does come with the belt holster, but you can only wear it in Ranger mode and not the civilian mode shown here. It would just kind of fall out. But where this Morpher really shines is in the sounds. The coolest feature, the lights and sounds recognize what coin is in the Morpher. Although it returns to the tab coins with the swivel design, the tabs are unique for each coin, which help trigger the individual sounds, which I think is pretty innovative. So even with the screen accuracy taking a hit and the belt holster only supporting one mode, it's really the sound effects that I would come back to this Morpher for. That I would come back to this Power Morpher for. And that was a look at the Lightning Collection Power Morpher. Hasbro would ultimately skip a traditional Green Ranger version of the Morpher for something better in a bittersweet way. In 2018, in Super Ninja Steel, we saw Tommy Oliver return for the 25th anniversary special Dimensions in Danger, featuring his new Master Morpher, where he can transform into his previous Ranger forms. And with the Lightning Collection Master Morpher, we would get to hear Jason David Frank deliver lines as Tommy Oliver before his untimely death in 2022. And last but not least, a Smashies squishable Green Ranger Morpher and my custom Mighty Morpher, a 1993 Morpher with metal coins and plates and custom labels to celebrate both Jew Ranger and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's my new personal ultimate fidget toy. As Power Rangers continued over the years, so did the form factor of the Morphers. Maybe there were gadgets you wore on your wrist, something you would push buttons and make awesome sounds, or maybe it's a transforming cell phone, or something you wear on your face, or just more fidget toys to add to an ultimate fidget toy, or maybe it's part of your side weapon. Either way, I love when these shows or movies have these special gadgets, especially in the world of Power Rangers. These gadgets give you a more fun time. More fun time. Like, subscribe, let's geek out in the comments. I'm Richie923, I'm on Geek Status, and I'll see you for the next one. And remember, own your passion, and may the power protect you.